So I thought I would make this recording to kind of document what has happened in the last few months. We picked up a few clients, which is really cool. I think just these YouTube videos have kind of opened our eyes into what is possible as far as like marketing and the people that we're trying to reach. I think it's becoming clearer and clearer by the day, honestly. I think we're going to double down on not only the YouTube stuff, but, you know, this video content for all, like mantra, is just something that I filled with the website, but I think it's something that's actually true within our business because one of the big things that we ran into in our last company was a lot of people would push back and say, damn, this thing is really expensive. And we kind of made it that way because not only was it a lot of work, but we're talking 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 services that kept getting added. And my wife and I have kind of just sifted through what is working for us as a 2-person show. Like, it has been interesting to see kind of where I think our target market is, because I've always wanted to just deconstruct everything that we were doing in our last company and not only make it better, but to really understand not only how I've been working and getting back into the groove and appreciating the art of editing or the action and workflow of editing again, because I kind of came from that spot of hating it, and I was kind of looking for a way to get back in it, because I know it wouldn't take me too long to get back to editing videos, but I really needed to make it specific, and I needed to make it doable, for lack of a better term. I'm trying to find the right words, but in these past few months, I think not only is it becoming clear, but it's becoming something that we can handle and something that we can really refine. And right now, I think what we've found so far through the people that have contacted us through one specific YouTube video, and that YouTube video is down here on our website. Currently, it's November 7th, 2022, and this thing gets, I think, average about 100 views per day. And it's just been climbing every single day. There's little hot spots where it'll get 200 or like 250. But right now it sits at, I think, 13K. And then the most recent one, which was almost exactly 2 weeks ago, I think we're at 1.5K. And the subscribers, I mean, like, they just come in overnight when we're sleeping, and that really gave us a mental image of like what YouTube is. And I think it's just like, if you were to put and save money away, you're like making compound interest in like a stock. Like, YouTube is like that stock market for our company. And I don't want to like make it sound so businessy, but like, this has already given us some income 2 months in. And I think it's not only because the content is really, really important, but it's really resonated with a lot of people. And the fact that I get to answer questions regarding the content that I'm putting out has been just the biggest rush of dopamine, the biggest hit of dopamine that I could ever ask for. And right now, I think we've had 5 people reach out, and 3 of those people have become immediate clients. We're following back up with an artist that's in the UK, a very talented guy. But one of those was, 2 of those were editing consultations, editing sessions. I think that is not only vital for people that want to get started with video content creation, but it is so rewarding Like, I think right now it is the most rewarding service outside of in-person consulting, because I know people get bogged down with equipment. We did our first in-person consulting last month, and that was, I mean, like, I just mentioned dopamine, but that was like, I felt so good and like amped up coming out of that. And I was like, holy shit, this is what I like doing. We should do this more. But these editing sessions, I mean, I feel like the sky is the limit. As of like a few days ago, I hooked this up to our Google Calendar, and this has been, it's going to get real fun, hopefully pretty fast, because not only are we like helping those people that really want the hands-on experience, but I get to follow up with them and kind of create this community. And I didn't think it would happen so fast, and I'm just trying to nurture it and preserve it. But with the stuff that we're doing right now, I think we're very lucky, and I'm really proud of it. So I kind of wanted to deconstruct a little bit as I kind of download these files, because they're fat ass files. Yeah, I have another 30 minutes. So let's go through it. First off, this guy, Danco, holy shit. I've been watching his videos for the past 4 days, and he's dropping some serious knowledge. But let's go to our channel.
Feel free to follow along.
We're at 412, which is insane. But yeah, 13. This one's at 1.6 now. How about that? Very cool stuff. I think one of the most important things that I found out, diving into just a lot of YouTube education video content, is getting people acclimated to whatever your call to action is. Since YouTube on mobile and on desktop, the description box is no longer a few sentences, it's one sentence. And if you open up that description, then you can see the rest of it. The most important part that I've picked up lately is put wherever you want your audience to go at the very top, the first line that they're going to see. Because that's the only line that's visible when the video is up on mobile or on desktop. So that was like a great learning lesson. So, for example, click on this video. I want everyone on this video to download the free asset. So they can now see that one line as a free asset, and it shows up on mobile as well. But that, like, it gets them right where I want them to go. So I could put my website right there, or my second would be my Patreon. But like putting all of the call to actions and all this stuff at the very top is like this. It's like kind of the number one hack that I've pulled out of YouTube right now. And then if you actually want to talk about the video, put that all at the bottom. But let's go back to the stuff, and then kind of just setting up the YouTube channel in general. We've done it for so many different people, whether it was podcasting or their individual YouTube channels, and just getting the banner right. This took me 5 minutes. It was just a Canva template, but the most important part is just leveraging some of this. So I just added our website on there, so it goes straight to our website. That's always good stuff to have. And the other parts of that was having the defaults set for our YouTube channel. So if I go to the studio, I can go to the settings and the upload defaults, and we're gonna start putting a lot more affiliate links as we build out kind of the sets for people that want to start video content or start creating their own video content. And I think we've made 2 commissions so far, which is a blasty blast and a half, but I think that's only going to grow. And what we're using right now is Amazon, and I'm hoping to get affiliated with Adobe fairly soon. And then after I make this next video on CapCut, it's a free software specifically designed for social media, creating captions and stuff like that. I'm going to reach out to them to see if we can be an affiliate partner with them as well. But just from some creators that have used Adobe. Like, I've used Adobe since I was 12 years old, and if I could get paid to, have an affiliate link or some type of association with our business, and refer people to what I'm teaching the software is, because the stuff, the videos that we put out so far is strictly around Premiere Pro, and Premiere Pro has a big barrier to entry, and it has a really kind of steep learning curve if you were to learn it by yourself. So that's why I offer the editing sessions, and I want to make it more accessible to people that are balling on a budget. And CapCut is that free software, and getting them to start recording their own content. So I have all kinds of video ideas that some I've typed out and put on paper, but really it's taking the time to not only record them, but make them YouTube friendly. And I've gone back and forth on that. And what I mean for YouTube friendly is the most valuable, I think, retention time when it comes to a video is like the first 5 seconds. Creators will say it's the first 30 seconds. I think it's gone up because people will just click off if it's not entertaining or if there's not a lot of stuff happening at the very beginning. So I typically now edit my intros last, because I think that's the most important part to really set the tone for the rest of the video. And then I've educated myself on like thumbnails and titles. Those are absolutely crucial to what you're putting in your titles, and I think it's no question or theory on why our video did so well is because I talk about Grant Cardone and Alex Hormozy. The target audience that they have are business owners and entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, and I think that's the same market that I want to go for, because it's people that are starting from the ground up. I hate this phrase, but like bootstrapping. It's those people that are coming out of the pandemic. Now it's more prevalent on people that want to get out of the 9-to-5 and all that shit. But I've ingested their content, and I like the way that they did captions. And we still work with a specific client that likes those captions as well. And as those were popping off, I had to just learn how to make them. And as I taught a few editors that I know how to make them, I was like, you know what? I should make a YouTube tutorial on this. And what's funny is I have this rundown and a walkthrough version. The walkthrough is like really condensed, me on screen, like no real fancy edits. I'm just getting to the point the entire time. Like, there's no dead time. I'm not telling jokes and shit. And on the rundown, it's an absolute like blitz on every single step. So the walkthrough might be more informative, but the rundown is almost like you can watch the playback and get the highlights. That's kind of how I structured it in my mind. And I didn't think the walkthrough would do that well, and right now it's our best performing video. And it's got a lot of people to send us emails and give us a call, so that's been really cool. But yeah, with the rundown stuff, yeah, this one was heavily edited. I want to say this took me about, I think I calculated it was like 10.5 hours, which I thought it was 20 to start, but then I looked back at my log and I was like, oh, okay, it only took 10.5 hours. But, like this walkthrough, I know I had to reshoot it because I fucked up on OBS, but when I shot this for the second time, I was way more polished because I was pissed off that I fucked up the first recording. And going into it, I wanted to make a point that I wanted to talk about pricing, because I think here's where I want to transition for the next topic I wanted to hit with this video, is pricing and what to charge. Because I'm like having a realization of what the audience is, and it's people that do editing on the side. Like my current, like where I'm currently at in my business is like I've burned my bridges. I'm never gonna work a normal job again. I just like I've found what I want to do, and like if I'm gonna make this into a career, I obviously take it very serious. So more than half of these comments right now, we have 127 comments on there, and I've replied to every single one of them. One of the most common ones is like, hey, what do you charge? What should I charge for this? And I'm like, well, you didn't make it to the end of the video, one. But two, you know, I would give out this written response. And what I've noticed so far with the people that I've talked to is that some can afford it. Like we picked up a client like from this YouTube video, and he's an attorney. And he obviously has the money, so he's been paying us to make the clips, so we make them for him. But the other side to that is we'll have people that'll reach out, I'll give them our rates, and they're like, oh, that's way too much. And then it's like, okay, so that target audience is either someone that doesn't want to do the tutorial, which is fine. Like it made sense for us to offer the clips when, like, I'm the expert making them, right? And the editors that were curious on how much I'm charging, for one, it's this big discussion of where I am. Like, I'm in the United States, I'm in Texas, and a lot of people were reaching out from India. I had someone reach out from the Netherlands, and like, I don't know those markets. And quite frankly, I probably can't compete with those markets. So if I'm charging $50-$60 for a clip, like yesterday, I was talking to a guy. He's like, "Yeah, so how much would you charge me for these?" I was like, "Well, we usually do packs of 5 or packs of 10. Like, I'm not going to do one and dones because we've done that with another client, and it's not repeatable business. It's not something we want to do. We would rather get a pack from you, and we'd rather deliver a pack. It's not just one little project. It's like you're getting some substance behind it." At least that's how I see it. But going back to the initial point, what was I talking about? Charging too much in like the markets. I think we're going to outsource the clip editing stuff, but in my mind, I think I have to make 2 more tutorials that are specifically targeted for people that want to make quality social media clips for free. Like, in my mind, there's no question that video will blow up. The dilemma that I'm having in my mind is that I add too many things, like this rundown video. I'll pull up the script. I had like 5 different sections because I wanted just this like ultimate guide to do this from the ground up, and that would have easily been a 50-hour, 60-hour video, and it would have just killed me, and I probably would have taken 6 months off, because it's like, wow, I made this huge video, and maybe it would have even performed terribly. But that's why I wanted to keep it around 5 to 6 minutes. But let me show you this script. Saturn's ring. Oh, is it scripts? What the fuck? Where did I put it? Social media content? Where the hell did I put it? Okay. Oh, YouTube. Jesus. Video ideas. Goddamn. Alright, so there's my 3 videos. Video 4. Feedback. Okay. So this, so here, so this is the script for the newest video. It's about that big. What is that? 2.5 pages? Yeah, 2.5 pages. And really, 2.5 pages. Really, it was about 5 pages, but I had to stop writing because as I started filming it, I was like, holy shit, this is like 5 different videos in one. So that's kind of the biggest dilemma that I'm falling into right now. I think I want to make a walkthrough video, like for how I'm structuring the videos right now. The walkthrough and the rundowns, I think, is just helpful for me because I'm able to edit myself like heavily condensed in the rundowns and still getting the message across, but in the walkthroughs it's more handheld and like I feel like it's more lax. Like I don't need to make a high retention type video, because if you want to watch and like learn the information, you're going to have to go slow either way. So given that fact, you know, I don't want to make separate videos, but I don't know if it's better to make separate videos because you know, like I've made up in my mind that YouTube is kind of 2 different paths as of right now in 2022. Is you make 100 videos as fast as humanly possible, and you basically you basically made a library of content. You have your whole catalog that someone can stumble upon at any moment. Because the hopeful promise or the hopeful return on investment of making those 100 videos is that they will binge watch your content. That's one path. And I think the other path is you take it real slow, and we're doing one video a month. And I'm not exactly tied to that. I think it's more of what the rhythm I wanted to set for myself and something that was realistic. But I was just trying to make the best possible video I can. And so far, like, each of these videos, I've walked away with saying, okay, this is good. Awesome. Like, it's not perfect, but it's good enough, and I feel really good about it. Like, and that's good enough for me. And you know, I'm saying all kinds of shit, but let me start that over. Starting. Okay. So in this second path of taking it slow and really just focusing on creating the best video possible and really refining the title and thumbnail, because that's another thing. If going forward, when I start talking about products and I start diving into podcasts, because right now I'm the caption guy. I'm the video social media caption guy on YouTube. That's what all of my inquiries are. And in town, like in Bryan, in Texas, I'm trying to still associate myself as the podcast guy, which some people still know me as that. And now, since we've worked with a few clients, they know that I edit videos. So I'm not just a podcast guy, I'm a videographer, I'm an editor. But as I start to bring that content into YouTube, I know it's not going to do particularly well to start, but I kind of have a few plans on what we're going to do. And one of those being, we're going to create a book out of the videos we make, and all of those videos are going to be a course for podcasting. And I think the most helpful stuff is the cheap stuff, because everyone wants to start everyone wants to start something cheap. They don't want to spend any money on it because technology should be good enough that I can start with just my phone, which technically they're right. And I want to show them how to do it the best way possible, because I started with 2 camcorders and some leftover drum kit audio stuff. I wasn't confident in what I was making, like drumming, and I was getting really frustrated with mixing drum audio. So I was like, well, let me sell all my drum mics and let me go ahead and, like, if I'm going to keep this, well, what happened was I couldn't sell the audio interface that I bought. And this interface had like 8 mic inputs, and like it's amazing. It was like $300 or something like that. Because with 8 mics, I was kitting up my entire drum kit. And I bought these two condenser microphones that were great quality. They're like $50-$60. And one for vocals and one for like a guitar if I had my friend come over. And we did that, and I didn't have enough interest to mix audio, and I think I was just being hard on myself. I just didn't like the way that I was drumming, because I was doing 5 different things. I was still going to school, I was working 2 jobs, and it was all that shit. But I was like, okay, what is the easiest thing that I can do? Oh, I can just talk into a microphone. What if I did a podcast? So that's when I got into it, was just from my drum gear. And within a few years, with some connections and my whole experience over at the Maze Mastercast, that's really where it started, because I just wanted to keep making the show better and better. And the fact that I was getting paid for it, it was absolute slave wages at $7.25 to start with. I mean, it was an opportunity that I will forever be grateful for. A mentor that, she's no longer in the same position, but she really took a chance on me on creating this show for the college. And I did it for 4 years. And within those 4 years, I mean, we went from two camcorders in a study room to now the marketing department for the school has a designated studio space for the show. Like, that's, like, I can hang my hat on that and be like, okay, cool. And I know for the program, that podcast has made, I think, 4 or 5 times of what they spent on me, because the equipment they bought was probably around $3,500, and how much they spent was close to, what was it, 30 grand? It was like 30 grand to pay me over 4 years. Or maybe it was 40 grand. I think it was 40 grand to pay me for over 4 years. So 10 grand a year. Yeah, because that's what the contract was. I couldn't cap out at 10 grand. So the show was specifically for business graduates to get interested into the program and sign up for their MBA program. And they had 3 different programs. It was like professional, executive, and full-time. And each of those are a pretty penny. If you get one student is upwards to $80,000 to $120,000, somewhere around there, with no scholarship or whatever, because usually companies will throw in a scholarship a little bit to keep that cost down, and that's a relatively cheap cost for an MBA program. And we had, during my time there, we had, I think, 2, possibly 3 people that signed up because they listened to the podcast. The podcast got them interested. The podcast told those stories about the college and got them interested enough to make a purchase in themselves, to invest in themselves in the MBA program. So that $43,000 investment that they made into a producer to make the show, they made roughly $250,000, $200,000 as a return on investment for a podcast. Like, that stuff is possible. That stuff is possible. I know those are big ticket items, but that is one way to do a podcast. And with all that experience of creating the company, Podcast Architects, and coming out of it, I really just wanted to do it all over again. Because as I mentioned at the very beginning of this video, like I've had to dial it all back to really find the love and need for it again, because I spent so much time like making these processes and meeting with people, and we've luckily been able to reconnect with some clients that we had with Podcast Architects, and they've reached out to us, and it's been great so far with Saturn's Ring. But as we grow, I think, tying it back to YouTube, like for me to create these tutorials and to be the leader in the space as far as like social media captions, I know that's really niche, but if I can train up and find people that want to edit for the company, like that's how I can scale this thing. And for right now, as we focus on teaching people with these editing sessions, I think we're going to get there rather quickly. But it's just going to take more effort on the side of doing YouTube and really doubling down on when and how I can connect with our audience that we've created so far. So those are kind of my thoughts right now. It's kind of the season that we're in. I think it's been really cool to see where this thing has gone. I'm still working with Precise Downhole Concepts and the Artist Commission. Shout out to my parents for those. But as we grow our company with Saturn's Ring, I only see it getting better and better, because we're doing exactly what we envisioned, and that is to help everyone create video content. So I don't know, I'll keep it there. Just an update for myself and the 8 to 10 people that watch this channel. But yeah, that's kind of where we're at. I think in the next week or so is going to be our busiest that we've been all year. We just recorded a entire podcast season, and we're going to be turning that around. That's actually what I'm downloading on my computer as we speak. And that's just one SD card. I got 4 more to go, and then an entire live switch SSD of the whole session. So I'll be turning that over to the guys, and they'll be recording an intro and outro. So anyway, but some other stuff. Speaking of the college, we got a contract with we have to make a contract for the McFerrin Center, but we already made a quote, and we're going through the approval process as a vendor for Mays Business School at Texas A&M. Super exciting. We're going to be helping professors, and maybe I'll go ahead and talk about this experience. This opportunity is 2 years in the making, because during COVID, myself and my wife, we submitted a proposal to the business school when I just got out of college, because I was originally supposed to be a hire for the business school for a multimedia specialist position. I helped create the position, and then it just vanished when COVID hit. So I was like, well, in the interim, why don't we try this? Because I was seeing professors go on Zoom, and, well, that's not a notepad, but they would try and teach like this. They put the camera and be like, okay, do you see that? And it's like, okay, we can do better than this. I know we can. So I offered all of my equipment for free, and if they would pay me an hourly rate. Unfortunately, that's when we had to move back to Katy, and I was traveling back and forth to whoever needed some videos in College Station. And that's a 3-hour round trip, like straight there, straight back. So there were a couple occasions where I just needed to be there for 30 minutes or 2 hours, which was really shitty because I had to, I had to spend gas, so I was basically losing money at some point. But the thing that we pitched, let me go ahead and switch this SD card. The thing that we pitched was a studio specifically made to help instructors make video content, because now they can't see their students in person, but they can interact with them. And we had the green screen with absolutely soft lighting, looked great. And the university provided this document camera called Wolf Vision. And we would splice those two together and make a course. So I could show the instructor in the corner, and it would show their hand writing down equations. And we make it into a video. And then they could put it on, I believe the platform they used was Canvas. And yeah, it was a blast and a half. So I did that for one instructor out of the financial department. And a few weeks ago, one of the higher-ups there at the business school contacted us via email to do a course. So we did our course with, as I mentioned before on this channel, Terrence Murphy. We did a video course for him, and I showed them the example that I did for the business school with the financial department, and showed them Terrence. They're like, okay, yeah, I think this will work. So we're going through the process right now, and it's really cool. I'm really excited to get that going, and that'll be for I think in the fall of 2023. I'm hoping we get to record that either at the end of this year or the beginning of next. We'll see how they go, because I know it gets a little hectic around finals. But yeah, that was a big contract to hopefully like land. Like, we're going through the process, so I'm like saying that we got it. And then the McFerrin Center. So the McFerrin Center is a part of Mays Business School as well. They're more of a entrepreneurship focused. That, like, I had a lot of experience coming out of there, especially in my last semester. I was very involved because we started Podcast Architects at that time, and learned a lot from a lot of people. It's absolutely fantastic work that they do over there, and they were our first client with their show, Aggie Growth Hacks. It's a podcast, and we are lucky enough to pick them up with Saturn's ring. So we're going to be producing their next upcoming season, and really hope not only we do well, but we do some good work, because it's been a while since we've done that specific in particular show. So the guys have gotten better on the team, and we are just really excited to what is going to come next. But yeah, those are kind of the big ones that we've landed. And with the people on YouTube, man, like, YouTube has brought us a few clients, and it's been an absolute blast. But I'll leave it at that before I ramble more. But I just wanted to get this just out of my system. So, because we're trying to move, we're making moves, and I just want to see this, that I put it up, and that it happened for my future self. So thank you all for listening, and I'll talk to you very soon. Thanks so much.